What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another week in the Cambridge Phoenix Club. Of course, you guys saw in the last episode we are struggling a little bit, or we were struggling in week one, and I've done so much work to try and improve tactics and improve the squad and get better, which I'm going to take through with you guys this week and sort of show you the changes that I have made. With that being said, obviously this is a new channel, so I really appreciate any support, likes, subscribes, all the good stuff, sharing with your friends. We do really appreciate that here at the club. And yeah, let's get on to our week and see if we can improve on week one. Now, before we get into the episode today, I do want to say, of course, the link is down below in the description to my MFL sort of referral code. So if you guys are interested in signing up to the website, I do really appreciate if you use our code. And with the promo out of the way, pretty much just want to pick up where we left off yesterday, last week, and yeah, we did actually end up losing to Placeholder. Of course, their team was a lot stronger than ours. He predicted to finish first, and actually, weirdly, 1-0 loss, not a terrible result, seeing as he won 8-0, 6-0, 9-0, 7-0, and he only beat us 1-0, so small victory, I guess. But we did also have a very poor result in the ice team, which we did lose 1-0 to a team that is better than us. However, it did lead me to do some serious tactic testing overnight, and you can see if I click here, you can see just how many friendlies I've done against myself to tactic test. So you can see how many games we've played here. Quite a lot, and pretty much I was just all formulating it on a spreadsheet and using this sort of formula to work out. Pretty much I've deleted some of it, but like I was doing different testing, and it was mainly for the team instructions, to be honest. And I've changed it a little bit so you guys can sort of use this as a reference point to the one that we did have previously. And this is just for my team. I did notice that some people used my tactics from the last video that we done on tactics, and it's working really well for them. But for me, as you can see from the results, it just wasn't really working for me. So I've changed the team instructions. The formation's still the same, but team instructions slightly changed. And yeah, with that being said, we have got cup games today, and I'm hoping that we can start off, with this new tactic and start off and do well. That being said, I think we literally have already kicked off in this game. We're about to. And yeah, so just quickly touching upon the academy, for those wondering. Same tactics pretty much, except the only difference is that I have a CDM in this one as opposed to a centre mid, so that the formation's slightly different. And there's two reasons why I've done that. Unlucky with that one. The first one is that I have two players that occupy this position, and they're both better at playing CDM than centre mid, so it doesn't really make sense for me to force them to be a centre mid when both of them prefer or play better being a CDM. And on top of that, because of course this is an ice team, in theory, and of course we're like lower in the table, so in theory, extra defensive support is never going to be a bad thing. So with this team, we've got an extra DM just to try and just be a bit more defensive. Like I said, this is a bit. The academy is a different story to the main team. This team is just trying to get not relegated, which is going to be tough, but it's just going to try and not be relegated. And the Spark team is, of course, well, it was pretty much designed to go for a promotion. What a finish from Campbell. But obviously with the teams in our league, it's going to be quite hard to do that this season, but hopefully we've set ourselves up nicely for next season to go again and try push for promotion. But that's not to completely discount it. Of course, we could have a good run in the cup as well, so the season isn't over in the Spark division, but it's just looking a bit slow right now. And yeah, hopefully we can do well in the cup in the academy. That's sort of the plan. As you can see, we've got pretty much our full strength side out in this game, and we've started off fantastically with 2 goals. And our opponent has definitely a rotated team at least, probably a second team from him, so hopefully we can get the win. So the academy team managed to get the win in the cup, which is fantastic. Everyone's scoring pretty good, just the spine of the team Not really scoring sevens, but that's fine. Very happy with the win there. And uh, I need some help maybe from the comments, because you will see here we lose yet again another game. It doesn't matter how much. Does seems to be no matter how much tactic testing we do, we just seem to be unlucky again. And you can see from the match ratings, everyone scores near enough a 7. And we lose 2-0 at home. So, really lost for words at this point. Yeah, just disappointment. I don't know if I'm getting unlucky, but one thing I might test now, well, with the tactics is because obviously, like I said, this team is kind of like a little bit overperforming the academy. So perhaps just having that DM might just be the difference we need in Spark. Um, it's either that or we're just getting super unlucky. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to, like you can see, 4 losses in a row. I'm just going to try the team with that extra DM instead of a centre mid and see if it changes anything. We've got a league match later on tonight, and we do actually have to play our second team for it because we've run the first team down to the ground. I mean, they've played 4 games in a row and lost all 4, and you can see the fitness is decent on them. So it's not like it's not like fitness is an issue. Yeah, just in general, not the best from the Spark team, but hopefully we can improve. Whilst the boys did struggle in the cup, fortunately we managed to get a league win against the Scrub Farm. Of course, it's just a farm team, so I do really expect us to be beating teams like this. And we beat them 4-2 with our second team, which is always nice, but conceding 2 is a little bit like annoying, I guess, like, because considering he only has 0.8, we conceded 2, it's a little bit, you can tell that the team is just not really ticking. Yeah, so, and I mean, obviously reflective in our recent results. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm happy with a win, but I just feel like, when you just feel like it's just not really clicking for whatever reason. I've tried and tested a few different formations and things like that now, and it just doesn't feel like it feels like no matter what I really do, it just not clicking for whatever reason. So yeah, the main team, a little bit of a struggle bus, but looking like we might be finishing around sort of 6th, 7th sort of position in this season, which is okay. That's fine. Our competition is very hard, but also the team is not really performing where it can. With that being said, I think we're going to try and focus heavily more on the cup this season, having thought about it a bit more. Just because, yeah, I think league is not done and dusted, but for me to get promoted is quite an ask. Although saying that, 42s did lose. Oh yeah, so they lost to the 2 people that are gonna finish top anyway. So yeah, pretty much I think that at this point, yeah, you can see just from the goal difference, these 2 are just clear of the league. And then it's just a scrap for the rest of us to get the 3rd position, but we are definitely on the back foot already with some poor performances. So I think it would be smart for us to focus on the cup, because obviously there's still good MFL opportunity in there. And in terms of the academy, actually kind of the opposite. Really got another fantastic result today in the league against a team that is they're going to be our relegation battle, like the team we're battling against for relegation. So yeah, massive win against them. And yeah, so in general, even though the expectations of the academy is a lot like less, they seem to be this is an overperformance. So like the Spark team is expected to finish 5th, and we are 6th or 7th. So it's like, okay, we're a bit underperforming. Whereas this team, I think, is predicted to finish 11th or 10th, and we're above that. So it's like overperforming, even though we are lower in the table, if that makes sense. But with that being said, I've just sort of clicked through the squad in the academy, and they all seem to be like in a good spot. In terms of so all of them, I'm not going to go through all of them, but all of the observations pretty much look like this for nearly every single player, which is always going to be a good thing. pretty much they're all like playing in the right training, right, like they're all in like a positive observation, whereas my Spark team seem to be a little bit more frustrated. So maybe that is actually reflecting on the field. I'm not too sure how, if MFL is as advanced as that. But yeah, I feel like some of these players. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but yeah, like it's just like pretty much all of them are complaining about playing in Spark, which might actually have an effect. I don't know. Even though they're complaining that they can't. Like a lot of them are complaining at the level, but we are quite evidently not good enough for the level. But I don't think the game quite understands that, obviously. So obviously this level, arguably this league is more competitive than some of the ice teams, you know what I mean? So, or the ice leagues, but because the game registers Spark as a lower league, therefore the opponents should be lower, but they're not. So it's kind of like hindering a lot of my players' progress. So yeah, something to think about. And obviously we have the mid-season transfer coming up soon. So I might even swap out a couple of these players and put them in the ice team just to let them progress a bit better. I think you can only do 3 maximum, like each way. So I might just trade out like my top 3 guys and let them go and develop a bit better in the academy just because it's a higher division. Because like players like this goalkeeper, I really want him to do well because obviously he's quite young. And he's already uncommon, 19 years old. And look, he just would benefit from playing stronger opposition. So I feel like maybe he's one that we will just put him in ice just purely so he develops a bit better and he's someone that I actually care about in the agency. You know what I mean? So and like I said, seeing as the season is pretty much, yeah, it looks like we even at our absolute peak, I even think at our peak we'll be really struggling to get third. So yeah, something to think about. That's sort of an update from me. I guess we obviously in this video you're going to be seeing more gameplay and stuff like that in terms of what you'll be seeing. I think it's just going to be pretty much more of the same and just hopefully winning these cup matches. Let's see. Okay, so we're a couple of days on now in the Cambridge Phoenix Club, and what a weird, I don't even know how to describe the last couple of days. So as you guys saw in the last clip, I was praying that we would do well in the cup, and you can see we started off fantastically with a 4-1 win with our second team, so you can't really ask for much more. And yeah, just in general, played fantastic, and I was really blown away because obviously we're in such a rut at the moment that I was expecting us to not really play that well, and we managed to just really perform fantastically. And then we switched, and obviously our first team got a nice rest, and we use our first team in the league and lose 6-1. So yeah, I guess it's just a formation thing, or I'm not really sure, but regardless, yeah, they got the yeah, his right back managed to score a hat trick. And it's really weird. Like, look at his team rating. Like, the striker and right back have obviously done fantastically, but the rest not very good, and they beat us 6-1. So, maybe an anomaly result. I don't really know, or we just got smoked, to be honest. And then moving forward, we managed to win our next league match, which is quite important because we needed to pull the momentum back to our side. And you can see we changed formation. Something that I do want. I just sort of thought, obviously, because the academy's doing so well with that CDM, to just throw a CDM into the main team and see how it does. And yeah, it worked really well in this game, so I was happy with that. Everyone played fantastically. And then today, we again went back to played a cup game and just got smoked. So yeah, and I will say I did go back to the the free in midfield with no DM. So maybe that is my own fault, but the reason I've done that is because this formation it's so defensive that I thought, yeah, maybe we would get away with having another midfielder to help the attack, but obviously did not work in hindsight. But I thought I was being smart by doing that. Obviously, not very smart. But yeah, in terms of well, I guess the next steps. We play 42s next, and they are above us in the league. However, they have forfeited their last couple of games because I think their fitness levels they haven't been rotating, which is a a blessing for us because I think we're going to get a free win or get given a win there, which is nice. So that leaves us on to the cup, and unfortunately, I think our luck is out in the cup, and I think we've already been eliminated. Yeah, yeah, because we lost the game today, so probably won't bother. Well, yeah, we can't go through no matter what. So what we'll do is obviously we'll just be playing our second team for that game, or this game here, and yeah, we'll just rest up and focus on the league. And in terms of the academy, sort of similar to the um, well, actually, saying that, so we lost such a I don't really know what's going on, but pretty much we lost in the cup to the team that was the worst in the cup, and then we somehow got a massive win in the league against a team that was way better than us. As you can see, their team is pretty much 70 like on average, and ours is 60 on average. So we're like 10 overalls worse, and we got 10 men. And he had way more XG, everything. We just got the win, which is a bit weird. But then, and then you can see back-to-back games we just get smoked. So it's really hard to work out. I don't know what the right word is. Hard to work out how our season's going because it's like one game we smash, one game we get smashed, and yeah, it's just really inconsistent at the moment. So one thing I will note is that I just think this three centre mid formation is just not working for us really. So with that being said, I'm actually going to go ahead and switch both teams to the diamond before I forget. Just because I feel like we're just a bit more successful in this shape, for whatever reason. And yeah, I think I'm going to quickly run you guys through the tactical changes as well, because I did get a comment on the last video about tactics and things like that. And yeah, I think the learning curve I've taken away so far from MFL was that I don't like having a lot of instructions on the players, maybe at this level. I don't feel like it really changes that much, to be honest. I could be wrong, but I have my cam on, quite a creative role, I guess, just risky passes and high positional freedom. My DM on low positional freedom, because I want him to just sit, and then just conservative passes for the centre backs, just so they don't make any, silly passes. But that's the only instructions I have on my players. And then the team instructions, I changed quite a bit, so feel free to have a little look or copy or whatever. Even though mine, I mean, this seems to be working okay. With the diamond, but I'm yet to find out really good ones for the 4-3-1-2. So yeah, and I will change this one as well. Oh yeah, we're already in the diamond for this one. And yeah, so just in generally speaking, I think yeah we're struggling a little bit. We're struggling. Oh no, we'll have that. There we go. We're struggling a little bit for consistency. And I'm really just trying to find my feet in MFL and work out what it is that I'm doing wrong with these tactics. I think it must just be the diamond just must be better than the three in midfield. So yeah, I think that's probably the only thing I've learnt so far. And I think in terms of like going forward, we just need to, yeah, like I said, find some form, find some consistency. The league table's looking like this. We should jump up to fifth tonight, when well, hopefully if we get a free win against the team that is above us, which would be nice. And then yeah, I don't think there's any danger of getting promoted though. Although saying that, yes, no, I think Bear's team is just a lot better. So yeah, and then in terms of the academy league table, we're just above relegation, which is fantastic. If we can just avoid relegation, that's our tough ask. But if we can avoid relegation, we'll be absolutely buzzing with that. So we did manage to pick up the free win, or the forfeit win in the league with the Spark team, and that sort of rounds off our season, or halfway season midpoint in the Spark division, as we have another cup game today, but obviously you boys just seen we're already relegated, we're already not making it through to the next round, so I'm just going to play my weakest team again and just get ready, I guess, for the second half of the season. With that being said, I don't really think there's too much that we need to change, other than obviously I was discussing in the last clip about CDMs, so I'm thinking about potentially bringing in another, maybe another CDM, but yeah, we'll wait and see what happens there. And then in terms of the Ice Club, now, just, yeah, very, just overperforming massively, as I did state in the last sort of clip. And you'll see here another great 0-0 draw away from home against a team that is slightly better than ours. Not massively better, but you can see, we have scores of about 60, they have scores of about 63. So, yeah, and just a good 0-0 draw, we'll absolutely take it. We haven't had many draws this season. And then on top of that, a fantastic win at home. And yeah, just in general, I feel like we're just coping really well with the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow, for whatever reason. So I've decided, based on that, pretty much based on the academy's performance, we're going to swap to that in the Spark team, and hopefully there's some sort of correlation with results. And yeah, in terms of the Ice team, of course, this team was predicted to finish, I think, 11th, so 7th at the minute is a massive overperformance, and yeah, unfortunately, we are going to have to take a loss in our next league game, and that is because of the game that you guys are going to see at the end of this video, and that is the match that we are just about to play against Common Farms Lecce. And it is pretty much a match to decide who goes through in the cup, and that means I am going to have to play my strongest team. So you can see here we are below them, so we do need to draw or win, because if we draw, our goal difference is better. Last time we played them, we beat them 3-0. So I'm hopeful that the boys can come home with the result. However, we are away from home. Now you can see the team is a little bit tired, I'll be honest. They're getting to the low 90s, so pretty much had a choice. I could either play, the boys a bit tired, or just go in with the second team. But I decided it's better just to leave it all out there, put my best team, and pray that the fitness doesn't affect them too much. The DM has full fitness, well, close to full fitness, and so does one of the centre-backs, because I managed to rotate them 2 pieces for this game. But obviously, when it is going to mean, obviously, when we play this match today, we're going to say we're pretty much going to lose to Pichu, which is fine, because yeah, his team's just better than ours anyway. So I decided to go for it a bit more in the cup, or pray to get through to the next round, as opposed to, look, sure, we might drop 3 points in the league, but with how well we've been doing, I can't really complain. So yeah, that is going to round off the video today. We're going to go into that match in the Aspirants Cup and hopefully win it. And then in terms of the Spark team, like I said, we're pretty much giving away our second team's going out in this game, so we're probably going to lose that. And then yeah, it's just setting up for, and then it's going to be the transfer window, and that will obviously be included in the next video. So without any further ado, let's get into that all-important cup game, and hopefully, it's loading up now, hopefully we can get the win. Our team is so much better than the Common Farms team, so I'm really hoping we get the result here. You can see, I think he's got a DM that isn't, yeah, he's got a centre-back in CDM, which isn't the worst thing in the world in football, but hopefully the match engine does, cook him for that. But generally speaking, you can see, our team is a lot better. However, he sort of has the fitness on his side, although saying that, he's got a couple of 86s in there, so hopefully the boys can get it done. Come on. No. Oh my god. Oh my god, what is this? Oh. Okay, 20 minutes in. Another highlight for them. Not the best of starts. Cameron. Oh, close. No. Oh, we're getting a little bit lucky. 23 minutes in. It's a highlight. Oh my god. Highlight for us just after their highlight. What a finish. Oh my god. What a finish, Ojon Joku. Come on, 1-0. Another highlight. Oh my god. So many highlights this half. 30 minutes in, Allen over the top, Ojon Joku. Oh my, yeah. How the hell is his keeper not saving that one? What a finish. We are deep into the second half now. 77 minutes on the clock, and they need 3 goals to go through. Oh, what a finish, and there is one of them. Come on, boys, let's close it out here. They pulled one back late in the second half. However, Ojon Joku's double in the first half was enough to secure us a win. If you guys are interested to see who we will be playing in the knockout stages, make sure you come back for next week's video. There is week 2 wrapped up in the Cambridge Phoenix Club, and yeah, there was definitely some ups, definitely some downs, and just learning curves, you know, and that's all I wanted this channel to be, is pretty much take you guys along the ride with us, and yeah, maybe you pick up a thing or two, and you know, just sort of see the journey and maybe learn and build with us as we are obviously fighting in the lower divisions of MFL. With that being said, of course, this is a new channel, so I do appreciate any of you guys that, you know, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Do really appreciate it. Let me know in the comments down below, you know, what division you guys are competing in. How is it going? Are you overperforming, underperforming? Let me know in the comments down below. And yeah, we'll catch you guys in a future video, and we'll see you next week. Peace.